inability to look beyond that situation or condition has kept so many in that static position. The challenge is not in your physical condition or the obstacles around you. The challenge is with you. Looking deep inside of you and rising to discover that ability to use your mind to create what you want that people can appreciate. Challenged but standing is the topic of today's episode. I am your host, Edak. Stay with us.
Travel in style and comfort with Anyekanabasi Transport Company. Are you traveling for studies, business, tourism, pleasure or leisure? Anyekanabasi Transport Company will take you there. From Lagos to Abuja, Calabar, Eket, Oron, Ikotabasi, Ikotekbene, Port Harcourt, Umuahia and Uyo, Anyekanabasi Transport Company will surely take you there in safety without hassles. Our fares are pocket friendly and our team of staff is second to none. Visit Anyekanabasi Transport Company today at 54 Funsho Williams Road by Empire Bus Stop opposite BRT Station, Surulere, Lagos. Telephone 0817-272-6977, 0817-272-6978. Anyekanabasi Transport Company. Friendship without equal.
Welcome back. Welcome to Edak Show.
Thank you.
Please kindly introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Ugochukwu Omeagu. I'm a business mentor, a life coach, and I'm also a creator in terms of I use my mind to create whatever I want, and management consultant as well.
You use your mind to create whatever you want.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that. I can see that you are physically challenged.
Right.
If I should go in there.
Okay.
How have you been able to cope in our society to start with?
Well, I'm not coping though. I'm having a great life, and I think the concept of physical challenge is actually showing that I have great power to maneuver the things that we consider physical, because I see that your body sometimes could be a distraction because you're much more than that. So physical challenge, I don't know if that's the appropriate word, but then mentally inspired.
Mentally inspired. I use that because in our society, when we travel out, we see how things are a bit easier for physically challenged, the roads, the pavement and all that. How do you cope here? Because you don't have such like a pedestrian walk, lifts where you want to go. Is it easy?
Yes, that is really a huge challenge in Nigeria. I've had quite a number of circumstances where it could be physical obstructions as a result of design of buildings. Even in a particular bank, I couldn't go into a bank because my clutches keep beeping, you know. And so for me, I think is more of our capacity, our people, society, looking out ways of making our life better and easier. So physically, there's some barriers in their societal structuring, and sometimes it's tough to get through all those things.
So how have you been able to contribute positively to our society?
Well, in this country where there's no universal philosophy to create a better environment for people, part of what I do is, you know, make people to create wealth and help them to be able to acquire the kind of things that can make your life easier, you know, pending when the whole society is going to be ready to give you all of the things you want.
So how have you been able to overcome some of these challenges here?
Two ways. First, personally, I am well off to a point where I can even call a bank director to come down and see me and deal with me downstairs.
Okay.
You know, so so the physical challenge is not taken out where things come to me. But then that's on one side. The other side is a bigger picture where we have to look at our political system, look at our economic structure, where the general ideologies of people and society as a whole need to be structured to provide the basic amenities for every citizen. You know, so well, I'm doing my bit. I have a lot of programs where I'm mentoring and coaching some political leaders It's a tough one, but it's going to take time. We'll get there.
What inspires you?
What inspires me? Well, I'm creating the image and likeness of God. I just, when I think about myself as an image and likeness of God, it makes me want to do some wonderful things. So my inspiration is that I am God's offspring and allowed to live on earth like Him. And that really gives me a lot of inspiration to want to, live out my life like a God and in being like Him and thinking like Him in terms of knowing there's no limitation to what I can do for myself and for people. And that thought of being made in the image and likeness of God is inspiring for me.
Since you are so successful, share your personal success story with us so far.
A year after I was born, I had polio, and it was tough, And I remember those days when you walk down the street, some people look at you and laugh. I mean, kids, because I'm sure there are people walk like me, limping and all of that. And then my parents retired and got back to the village. And interestingly, one event was so remarkable to me. My brothers would wake up to go to school, and I couldn't go to school because the distance from my house to school is quite a distance, and I couldn't work. So each time they want to go to school, I wake up in the morning and I put their clothes into the water so nobody goes to school.
Let us all stay.
Yeah. So, but then, something struck me. I wasn't going to school while I was stopping them. So stopping them wasn't making me go forward. So, and I share this story all the time. So I don't do that anymore. So when they started going to school in the morning, I would dress up in my uniform and come to the gate, and I'll be looking towards the school. While they're going to school, I'll just be crying and be pointing, I want to go to school. I'll be just looking at that place. So one day, one guy stopped by and said, hey, I want to see you on the road every morning dressed up, looking towards this place. What do you want? I said, I want to go to school. Then he came in and told my dad he wanted to take me to school every day. And I was so really, inspired by that. And I figured out that anytime you are at the crossroad of your destiny, a helper will come. Yeah. Now, I didn't know the man. I didn't do any teaching or marketing class, but I was just so hungry to go to school. Everything I needed was there. The man, I'm sure, wasn't thinking about how much I'm going to pay him. I think he derived joy taking me to school. So there are help for everybody. If you believe in the dreams you have, you get help you don't deserve. Then that's just part of the story. But as I went on and became more conscious of myself and began to ask questions, I started asking my parents, why did polio happen to me? Why did you let it happen to me? We're about 9 of us. Why is it me?
Why?
So my mom, my dad would tell me a lot of things about how they tried. I mean, it wasn't something my problem. I mean, yeah, you tried, but look at me right now.
Oh dear.
So it was really interesting. But one day, I was driving down in Owerri.
You could drive?
Yes, it's a drive.
Okay.
And I saw a car coming towards me. All of a sudden, the car tires busted. But something just told me to watch. Because I was asking questions. Why would such thing happen to me? Why would God, in His own wisdom, I'm a little boy about a year plus. What was my sin?
Yeah.
So when the tire busted, something happened to me and made me watch. Interestingly, the person that was driving the car came out of the car, went to the back of the car, took out the tire, and went under the car, inside the car, and brought a spare tire from the car and fixed it. I'm like, aha. If man, in his little wisdom, can make a brand new car while the car is still brand new, he puts a spare tire. The 4 tires are brand new, yet he put a spare. His little wisdom. Don't you think that God, in His infinite wisdom, has put a spare ability? Should your leg get broken, should your eyes get blinded, there's always a spare. But that's what happened was, when the man came out of the car, I'm thinking, so if something happens to me, and I don't have all the things I want, I have to come out of my situation, then go inside myself, because the spare tire was gotten out of the car, not outside the car. Does it make sense? So I figured out that what I lose physically, I make up mentally. That was the day my life took a new turn. From then on, anything I put my minds on, I get it done. So that's where my story started. From then on, I went to university, finished my graduation, went to America, worked with JP Morgan Chase in the United States, came back to Nigeria, worked for Access Bank for a little while. Then right here, I've started my own company, and it's been so wonderful, and I've not even started.
Have you ever felt like giving up?
I don't remember. I know I get frustrated sometimes, but giving up? Hell no. But getting frustrated sometimes? Yes, I do get frustrated sometimes. But the frustration is not a function of giving up, because I know I figured it out. And the more I'll learn, the more I find that the things I'm not able to do is because I have not figured out how. Okay. So my perspective is always expanding. I'm always knowing there's always a way out of something. Maybe it's with the next person. Maybe it's with someone somewhere. So frustration, yes, I get it. But quitting, no. I don't think about it.
Hold the thought. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Travel in style and comfort with Anyekanabasi Transport Company. Are you traveling for studies, business, tourism, pleasure or leisure? Anyekanabasi Transport Company will take you there. From Lagos to Abuja, Calabar, Eket, Oron, Ikotabasi, Ikotekpene, Port Harcourt, Umuahia and Uyo, Anyekanabasi Transport Company will surely take you there in safety without hassles. Our fares are pocket friendly and our team of staff is second to none. Visit Anyekanabasi Transport Company today at 54 Funsho Williams Road by Empire Bus Stop opposite BRT Station, Surulere, Lagos. Telephone 0817-272-6977, 0817-272-6978. Anyekanabasi Transport Company. Friendship without equal.
Welcome back. Do you get support from friends and families?
Yes, I get support. I have great family, actually, but I get support and from everything that is in alignment with what I do. Sometimes it can be from friends, it can come from families, but I don't look for support from friends, families, as it were, but I just create opportunities that make the right kind of support to come, whether it's coming from friends, families, and it can be strangers. So yes, I get support, but it comes from different areas of life.
Okay, please talk more about this power of mind. You said that when you put your mind on it and you get what you need to get done.
Everything physical is obsolete. See, the phones you have is the outdated model of a thought of the designer. Your latest phone is the belated, outdated, expired thought of the person that designed it. Because by the time the physical phone is made, he has gotten new thoughts. So there's nothing physical that doesn't come from the thought. Now, so in other words, your body is just a case, but most people don't understand that. So my mind creates my reality, then my body manifests my reality. So, but if it's not created, it can manifest. So my thought is my world, and that's why we could just be here and everybody's suffering, but you can have bliss and have beautiful happiness. Because you could actually see me walking crutches. Like I was talking to someone this morning, and I'm saying he was saying physically challenged. I said, you see the crutches, I don't see the crutches. You see, my body has adapted to a point. I just get up and go. You should that remind me, he has crutches. Oh, sorry, the last time I checked, I don't even remember. Because my body has adapted that and then moved on to some other things. So it's people actually try to remind you of the physical stuff when your mind has created a new kind of life. So the mind is actually the center of your consciousness from which everything you desire comes from. That's my reality.
So how were you able to build this self-confidence?
Simply by learning and questioning. I do a lot of questioning. Like since I came into this studio this morning, I've interacted with the producers, I've talked to the cameraman, and when you came on set, I started asking you questions.
As a business mentor and a life coach, what would be your best advice for people out there?
Well, everything that you ever wanted to achieve in life can be learned. As a business person, that financial increase, learn about finances. For the person that wants to improve your capacity in terms of structure, learn about system. You can learn just about anything.
is there any platform for success?
What do you mean platform?
As in the things that we can, you've said we can learn anything, everything, whatever you want to do. But is there any one thing that could be, this is what you need to succeed?
Yes, there's one thing I know you need to succeed is to have an understanding of vision. If you know what your vision is, every other thing will support it. It doesn't matter. Courage will make you successful. Determination will make you successful. Being tenacious will make you successful if your vision is wrong. If you get your vision right, it gives you direction, then courage, determination makes sense. So the one thing that you need to get right for every other thing to be okay is understand what your vision is. And it's upon this predication that every other thing will be in place.
How do you get to understand your vision, to know your vision?
Well, two things. I mean, you get vision from one source, which is God. But the interpretation of vision comes from coaching and mentoring, because a lot of people who are visionary don't even understand what it is that they're doing. But you need someone who has a depth of revelation to be able to help to give meaning, to have interpretation to the revelations you have. I see a lot of people who are visionary, quote unquote, but they lack perspectives. They are, no, God told me to do this. God told me, God told me. I know God told you. But if you have only one way of doing what God told you, you might get frustrated in what God told you.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Ugochukwu is going to tell us about vision.
Well, first of all, part of the most important thing in getting your dream and your vision achieved is the way you define your reality. And there are two definitions there. There's statutory definition, which is recognizing that something exists. And the second one is the functional definition, which is understanding the power of what exists. Now, I see you. Statutory, I know you're a woman. Functionally, what are your capacities? I don't know what you're capable of. I don't know what your relationship is. I don't know what family you come from. So it is easy for me to not respect you because I just see you. But when I begin to know your powers, so people know the definition that is vision. I ask them a question, what vision is? They always say things like vision is a picture of the future. Vision is something they want to see in the future, which is an illusion. It's not true. There's no future. It doesn't exist. Now, reason why 90% of the world are in poverty is because their definitions of their realities are wrong. Now, my definition, in my perspective, first, what is vision? Vision is not what you want to be in the future. It's not what your mental picture of the future that you want to do. Because if you define it like that, your mind postpones what is possible today and put in the future. So I've asked a 15-year-old boy what vision is. He said, Uncle, vision is what I want to be in the future. I've asked a 45-year-old man what vision is. He tells me vision is what I want to be in the future. You know what I did? I went to Iwobi Hospital and asked a 95-year-old man who's about to die what vision is. He said, my son, vision is what I want to be in the future. You see, that man that is 95, when he was 15, he was saying future. When he was 45, he was saying future. So the fundamental thing is not working hard. People work very hard. People wake up in the morning. Why are they not getting the result? The definition of their reality is wrong. So question is, the first thing you need to do is get your definitions right. Everything will fall. So that brings me right now to what vision is. And I put it this way, in a simple. Remember I told you, wisdom is what? Simplifying complicated things. Vision is what you are right now by reason of what you're seeing. Vision is what you are when? Right now. By reason of what you're seeing. Anything you're seeing that does not affect your reality today is an illusion. So whatever you see affects how you talk, what you do, how you behave, when you go to bed. So which means the reality is on you right now. The manifestation of that reality could take 10 years. But you're already a rich man today. It's not tomorrow. It is the world who is waiting for future, for your manifestation. But your reality, even when you're broke, you still have that vision about being the best producer in the world. It's with you. It's with you on the bike. It's with you when you're trekking. It's with you in your war room, wherever you live. But then, 10 years down the line, you have this mansion. It has always been with you for 10 years. So vision is the number one thing that creates your reality with you at the moment you have it, even though you're broke, even though you don't have any physical example. And that's why you're the first believer of your vision. Does it make sense? And what the vision does is not teach you how to build a company. Vision builds you first by the things it makes you do before you build a company with it. I hope that makes sense.
It does. But then, in our climb, people talk about vision as in
futuristic.
And dreams and...
If it's a vision, you participate. Dream, you witness. You participate in your vision right now. You're in your vision right now. I'm in my vision. Now, what is my dream is to see people prosper. Now, I'm building people. That's my vision. I'm helping people get the best out of them. But when they begin to get the best out of themselves, I'm not there anymore, and I'm witnessing them succeed, that's my dream. Okay. So you participate in your vision, then you witness the dream.
So now, the people to help get us to realize our vision. There are not too many in our climb.
And they're enough.
Are they? Do we even have them?
Yes, we do. Yeah, you're here.
So what are you doing?
So what is the program about? What is the program about? Why did you call me?
What are you doing in your own capacity to help people?
Okay, let's start from now. I'm here right now on this program because I want to get people inspired. Is that enough?
Okay. You're right.
That's not enough. That's a starting point.
Yes.
All right. So right now, I at some point, I stopped saying, you know what? Don't help people. Be the best. They'll get inspired.
Okay.
Because you can't do nothing to a poor man. I was asking someone a question. When you go out in the morning and you saw a beggar, and you give the beggar some money, right? And I asked him, you still expect the beggar to be there when you come back? The answer is yes. So what are you helping the beggar become? You're helping him become a better beggar. Now, but when you achieve the things you want in your life in itself shouldn't get people inspired. Because sometimes we have the tendency to want to tell people what to do with their life. No. Just be that example that people could look at and look at you to say, you know what?
Interesting.
And just telling people, you need to make it in life. You need to make it in life.
Just be the best.
Just be that example that the deaf can't hear and the blind can see.
Please, your final thought on how people can overcome challenges of not so good enabling environment. We complain here there is no enabling environment to do this and do that. How do you help people to push on? Well,
they just have to learn. That's it. Just learn. And what if it's not working? Learn how to make it work. And the answers are there. But I also know, unfortunately, that people still learn the bad things. So if you learn how to be poor, you're going to be poor. If you don't like the situation you're in, now you're learning the wrong thing because the situation is an indicator that what you're doing is wrong. Then you can now find people. They're always there. They're always there to learn. There's so many things. I came back from America and I saw every book I wanted is on the street of Lagos. Yeah. Every book I wanted to read, this is go to Joe Legba, you find the book. There's no book in the world that you want. People buy phones. I mean, the one you call a poor man has a phone, has apps. What is it? What's some musical videos that doesn't inspire you? People entertain themselves. They don't educate themselves. So the person that is poor it's a decision they took. And you know what I found out? My final thought, don't give an advice to someone who doesn't ask for it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome to another exciting moment of medicine from your kitchen. Surprisingly, orange peels that we oftentimes regard as waste helps to cure bad breath. How? Get some organic oranges, wash thoroughly, peel and chew the peels. This helps to get rid of any foul odor in your mouth and fight against cavities and keeps your breath fresher and longer. See, just like this. You peel it while you eat the orange. Just a little. Keep chewing it. Thank you for watching. That's my tip for you today. See you next time.